Why weren't you motivated when you stood a chance? Why weren't you motivated when I spoke before? Why must reality slap you in the face so brutally for you to wake up? You're the kind of dickhead who drives his car on the ice and slides all over the place and won't slow down. It's only when you hit a fucking tree and lose a leg do you sit there like a pirate, a dumb pirate with a wooden fucking leg. You sit there and go, I might slow down next time. You only learn lessons the hardest possible way. And here I am, respected as one of the greatest orators in the English language, trying my best to convince you to win. I'm not trying to convince you to commit suicide. I'm not trying to convince you to die. I'm not trying to convince you to lose. I'm trying to convince you to do something you should already want to fucking do, which is win. And I can't seem to get you to take action and move and work. This outcome was certain. You knew it. I knew it. And you still just laid in bed at night after an average day of meager efforts and slept like a fucking baby. You went to bed broke and slept like a fucking baby. If I knew I was gonna wake up broke, I wouldn't go to sleep. I don't want to wake up broke, ever. So if I feel like closing my eyes and having a little bit of rest is going to lead to me waking up broke, I ain't closing my eyes. Money must be made. You have squandered in your insignificant, unremarkable, meager existence. Nobody knows who the fuck you are. Nobody knows your name. The Matrix ain't trying to put you in jail. Women aren't begging for your children. You're a fucking nobody. And you're a nobody because every single time God gives you a chance, you ignore it. Even worse, when you are given guaranteed wins, you do nothing. When winners like me, we attack with absolute vigor when the win isn't even guaranteed. I've tried harder for most things in my life with a fraction of a % of a chance for success than you've ever tried for anything with a guaranteed payoff. I used to go to work not knowing if I get paid. You are guaranteed to get paid. We are telling you it is guaranteed that there is a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow, but you can't seem to fucking finish the walk because you need to stop and jerk off. You are a fuck up. You've had 3 years of me telling you what to do. 3 years of me teaching you how to make money. 3 years of me guaranteeing you the future. And it's only just begun. Because Bitcoin's going to go to 1 million. And then what will you message me? Andrew, I need some money. I need some Bitcoin. Andrew, can you motivate me? And here's the impasse. Here's the wall I can't seem to break. If I don't need to remind the world that women can't drive anymore, and I can't seem to motivate you fuckers to win, what am I even talking for? Why am I even here? What's the point of any of this? You should look in the mirror and feel a deep sense of shame. You should think of all those days you have wasted, all those evenings spent jerking off the Pornhub, all those late mornings you laid in, all those times you wanted to sign up for the real world and delayed it, all of the mistakes you've made across the last 2 years. Because if you made none of those mistakes and you tried instead and added it all together, you would have bought Bitcoin, and now that's $100,000, you would be rich forever. You could be rich for the rest of your fucking life if you had just tried for the last 2 years. The time's already gone. The time's been spent. You can't even tell me what you did with it. You didn't work. You didn't get rich. Cool. What did you do the last 2 years? I went on holiday. Okay, that's 5 days out of fucking 600. What'd you do for the rest of them? Well, I was trying. Clearly fucking not. You weren't. And you know what? The number one measure of a winner is self-reflection. When you're a winner, you analyze your performance in all things. If you're a grandmaster at chess, after you play a game, win or lose, you go through the game to identify mistakes, to see what you did right, to see what you did wrong. You talk to other grandmasters, you get their take on the position. If you're a fighter, you watch your fights back. And here you are living your life, you're not even fucking reflecting. Stop for a second and think about what I just said to you. All of the time you have wasted. Now you feel FOMO. If you would have just acted when I was imploring you to act, if you would have just done what you knew needed to be done, you would be sitting in a completely different situation right now. Your bloodline would be financially free for eternity. Your great-grandchildren, who you may never meet, would know your name because you're the one who saved the family. Instead, you will die insignificant and be forgotten by your own blood because you are another pointless cog in the shit machine, which is your legacy, which is your bloodline. Your dynasty leads to nowhere because you wanted to fucking jerk off instead of try. And you come to me to motivate you. How the fuck can I motivate losers like that? What do you want me to say? I gave you a guaranteed win. I told you what was gonna happen. I gave you a way to make the money. I came on here every day and told you to fucking work. I gave away free Lamborghinis. I gave away free crypto. I kept saying, I'll give you the world. The pot of gold's at the end of the rainbow. I kept making the rainbow shorter and shorter. I kept making the pot of gold closer and closer. No matter how close I dragged it, you just stood there like a dipshit. Oh yeah, but it's over there. Maybe you're all just born to fucking lose. Maybe there's nothing I can say. It doesn't matter how I preach. You losers are losers by design. It's in your DNA. It's in your blood. It's in your cells. You can't change it. No matter what situation I put you in, you'll find a way to fucking lose. Maybe you're the guy who you can entrust. You'll say, here's a gun. There's our prisoner. Keep the gun on the prisoner, and if he moves, shoot him. And you'll stand there with a gun pointing at the prisoner. And me, the boss, will go piss. When I come back in the room, the prisoner's gone and you're dead. And I'll just look at you on the ground, lifeless, double tapped in the fucking dome, and think, how the fuck did you even do that? How did you even fuck that up? How did he traverse 11 meters and beat the shit out and double tap you? I've only taken a piss. I've been gone 19 seconds. And then I'd look up to the sky, look up to God and say, was he just born to fucking lose? There is no other justification for your monumental impotence and lack of action besides the fact that your DNA is literally enlaced with loserdom. I don't understand you. Worst of all, although you've done nothing but fuck up, the second best time to get started is now. I will say to you, you've missed a lot of chances, but there is still a chance left. Because if you get serious now and you start working now, you can get Bitcoin at 100,000 before it goes to 1 million. And you can still save your bloodline. And you'll sit there and go, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And then 16 minutes after this stream ends, you're gonna be back on fucking Steam, downloading COD to run around and get shot in the fucking head. Like a dipshit. You're unsavable. And then, because I talked about reflection, I also have to reflect myself. Have I become elitist now? As a man who's climbed the mountain from the very bottom, from the lowest echelons of poverty, from more poor than most of you have ever been. There was no food in my fucking fridge. Most of you are starting higher than I ever started. And now I'm at the top of the mountain looking down going, do these people just deserve to stay on the cliff face waiting for an avalanche to annihilate them? Maybe they deserve poordom. Maybe poor people deserve to be poor. Maybe all the poor people who go, I don't want to be poor, I've tried hard, are fucking lying. Maybe they're just lazy, stupid, arrogant idiots that nobody could help anyway. And if you get to know these people, they're not even nice people. And they snake their friends, and they lie, and they cheat, and they're all just dickheads. Because good people who work hard seem to always win. Why is it when I meet a good person who listens and works hard, they always fucking win? By logical extension, anyone who has not won is not a good person who works hard. That is a logical conclusion. If every good person with a good work ethic ends up a winner, and you're not a winner, then you're not a good person with a good fucking work ethic. You're a dipshit. Somewhere along the line, there's something wrong with you. When Bitcoin hit $100,000, me, the man with over 1,000 Bitcoin, was mad at himself for not having more. Because I could have had more. I could have taken one pump less and all those bitches and added it all up and saved hours and made some money. You don't even have fucking 10. And you don't feel any shame in your fucking heart? There's nothing bothering you deep inside. You sleep just fine. Everything's okay, is it? It's all, oh, well, doop-dee-doo. The fuck is wrong with you people? What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't understand. So this party, this $100,000 party, isn't a happy event for me. Because I'm mad I don't have more. And I'm mad I've been preaching to a bunch of fucking lame dickheads for years who don't seem to want to win. But I have enough to disappear into the sunset, and my family will be rich for eternity. You do not have that fortune. To prove my point, because I'm a man who likes to live inside of proofs, we're going to spend the next 20 minutes loading up tweets of me, random tweets of me saying, make money, buy Bitcoin. Because I know I would hate for any of you to call me a liar. To say, oh, Andrew couldn't have mentioned it that much. I don't really remember him mentioning it that much. Because your brain's full of shit. Because your brain's full of imaginary scenarios where that girl on Instagram replies to you. And you take her on a date. And you tell her funny jokes. And you get married. Because you're a faggot. She's never gonna reply to you. You're a fucking loser. The fact you have to even imagine her showing interest in you, in and of itself, is proof, concrete evidence from the fabric of the cosmos that you're a fucking loser. I don't have to imagine girls replying to me. I don't have to, girls beg me. I just have to fucking point. You could be a someone. All you had to do was work these last few years. You could be a millionaire. You could retire. You could save your mother from being coarsened in the labor market. You could prolong the life of your loved ones with medical care. You could literally keep your parents alive longer, and you still didn't. You still couldn't be motivated. Extra years of consciousness for the people who birthed you is somehow not as important as jerking off on Pornhub, it seems, to fucking scumbag losers like you. Wonder why I end up in a position where I think, do poor people even ever deserve to win? What more can I fucking do? What more can I do for you? I'm going to meet you people on the street. You're going to come up to me. Hey, can I have a picture? And you just stink of inadequacy. Can I have a picture, please?